Hey guys, first things first, the decor has obviously come down. My apartment is looking a little strange without all the Harry Potter stuff going on, but the background is back to normal. Also, Happy New Year. We hit 400,000 subscribers. That number doesn't seem real to me, so I don't think it's really hit me yet that we are at that number, but thank you. Oh my gosh, look at my subscriber growth over the last 30 days. I don't know where you're all coming from, but I'm very grateful and I hope you stick around. I hear you, I see what kind of content you guys want. So we're doing another one today. Also, if you're new, my neighbors are really loud. So it was only a matter of time that I would make a video on TikTok, I feel, because I unironically downloaded it about a year ago. I jumped on that bandwagon so early before it was really good. It was mostly cringe, but I saw the goodness in it. You know, I saw the funny. Everyone made fun of me back in the day. Everyone's like, get off TikTok. You should delete TikTok. What are you doing on TikTok? But who's laughing now? We all are, because you downloaded TikTok and it's funny as f. But like any social media platform, there are going to be certain communities that'll pop up here and there, such as the true crime community, the mental illness community, and those in and of themselves are not inherently bad. I myself am very interested in true crime, believe it or not. I feel like a lot of people doubt that because I'm always sitting here talking about it. It's not that I'm not a fan of true crime, because, well, saying you're a fan of it is kind of strange, but I'm interested in it, okay? And of course, I'm a mental health advocate. You can see that from my past videos, and sometimes these communities, when they pop up, are a good thing because they can help spread awareness. But where there's goodness in these communities, there will be bad. Now, this is a very nuanced topic, and I want to put a disclaimer out there that I am not speaking facts, I am speaking my opinion. And I don't want you to think that I can't appreciate a little dark humor, because I absolutely can, and I have a dark sense of humor as well. If you laugh at them, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. I'm also not trying to call any of these people out. It's just for analytical purposes. So back in my day, it was mostly about the Tumblr era where the true crime community really flourished and the mental illness community also thrived, was on Tumblr. Now they changed their rules after they were bought out by Yahoo, so then they kind of migrated over to Twitter a little bit, and there was a whole situation where things were going a little viral on Twitter of Ted Bundy stands, and I was gonna do a video on that. I didn't feel it was necessary. Ready to Glare did a great one on it. My neighbors also shower a lot. That's their third shower today. Now these kind of communities have infiltrated TikTok, and I know I have not seen the worst of the worst, but today we're going to look at some of the ones that I found specifically in the true crime genre. We'll save the mental illness community on TikTok for another video. So I will have to change the audio for some of these things, just a forewarning. This is not the actual audio from all these TikToks, just, you know, to avoid copyright and things like that. So to start, there's this audio that's popular on TikTok that is actually Tate from American Horror Story, and I would argue he actually resurrected or initiated a lot of young people into this fandom of serial killers. Even though he's fictional, I feel like they romanticized him a ton when American Horror Story Season 1 Murder House came out. Especially on Tumblr, oh lord, the amount of Tate posts on Tumblr.
I kill people I like. I don't feel sad. I don't feel anything. It's a filthy world we live in. I'm helping to take them somewhere clean and kind.
And then we have another one. Like I said, it's kind of popular.
I kill people I like. I don't feel sad. I don't feel anything.
The caption though, you're watching the videotape of the famous serial killer who murdered innocent ladies back in 1990. So these are mostly just kind of cringe, you know, they're not that bad when it comes to killer content on TikTok. It's really the comments that are the most cringe though. So they're obviously leaving these kind of comments. And again, fictional killer situation, it's a hypothetical POV. The POV one is not naming any specific killer. I don't think he's pretending to be Tate like the first one was or anything like that. So it's all fictional, no real victims or anything are being affected by this. So I guess it's not really hurting anyone, right? And in that same category, there are actually cosplayers that will dress up as serial killers from certain decades. And again, not the worst because they don't name any specific killers. They're not attempting to be one specific killer. It's just the essence of general generic serial killer from the 80s or 70s or 60s or whatever. So this one you can see in the hashtags POV 70s serial killer. You know, obviously he looks a lot like, you know, a generic serial killer from the 70s. I don't want to name any because we're not here to do that. He didn't do that, so we're not going to do that. Here's another POV one. You wake up and all you can do is try to hold your breath. Hashtag 70s, hashtag serial killer. It's the same guy, same serial killer from the 70s that he's embracing, I don't know. To me, the POVs are a little bit more disturbing because it's like pretending that you're the victim, which a lot of people want to be. I know that's a really hard pill to swallow because a lot of people romanticize and glamorize these serial killers, all while knowing they'd probably end up being a victim, right? Because they're told over and over again, you can love them all you want to, you're not gonna change them. He would have murdered you just the same as he did everyone else. So that's why the POVs kind of get me. It's like a little disturbing. And then the comments are the same thing. They're like, people like, they're really into it, okay? They really like these kind of POV serial killer TikToks. I think it's just mostly facilitating the fantasy for those who are actually attracted to the idea of a serial killer and possibly being the victim. Speaking of fictional killers, I want to show you this TikTok and then we'll talk for a second. So her caption says, okay, sure, he's a murderer, but like, he's hot. Obviously, she's referring to Zac Efron playing Ted Bundy in the Netflix movie Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, whatever it's called. Now, being attracted to Zac Efron playing a killer is not that terrible, just like being attracted to Evan Peters playing Tate, a killer in American Horror Story, is not that terrible. It's a little strange and a little weird to me just given the actions that are portrayed in the show and movie, but I get it, they're attractive actors, so there are going to be people who are attracted to them. And there is actually an argument for a lot of people who are against, you know, true crime movies and things like that being made with an attractive actor playing the killer and saying that we shouldn't cast attractive actors to play these roles because it'll just further facilitate the romanticizing of them. Specifically, if they're based on a real life killer, that's very important. Real life is definitely different than fictional killers, obviously. Much like Zac Efron being cast as Ted Bundy when Ross Lynch was announced as playing Jeffrey Dahmer in My Friend Dahmer, a lot of people were concerned that this would just further enhance people's romantic feelings about Jeffrey Dahmer, who is, I would say, one of the most romanticized killers. So the issue here, of course, is they were charming and people did find them attractive. So to cast someone intentionally ugly and less charming in this role would just be inaccurate. So I think liking Zac Efron as Ted Bundy is different than liking Ted Bundy. So on that note, let's talk about the worst TikTok I found while browsing the serial killer hashtag. That's right, finest female and male serial killers. What's worse about this isn't necessarily the video itself, because that's, you know, people do this. It just is whatever. The caption, I could only find one woman who was cute, sadly, sad face. I mean, don't you hate it when you want to make a montage of like your favorite, most attractive serial killers and you want to be like, you know, gender equality, you want to include some women in there and you can only find one woman that was actually attractive who killed people? I hate when that happens. So the next one is a little bit of dark humor for you. Don't worry though, we have one in case God made too many women. We got that one covered too. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Wait, that's weird. Wait, what is that?
nuisance. My 2 cents is free. A nuisance. Who sent? You sent for me? Now this looks like a job for me.
You gotta love all the originality on TikTok. So the next thing I want to talk about is this serial killer coloring book. Let's check it out. Wait. Let's pause there. The BTK, is that a baby? Let's continue. At what point is like being interested in true crime just taken a little too far? Okay. So lastly, I wanted to end with a few of my favorite true crime TikToks, serial killer TikToks, because yes, I do actually have a couple that I find genuinely funny and good. This one, for instance, great. Accurate. And this one.
Y'all make me sick! Y'all make me...
This one, of course, is showing the Ted Bundy stands of Twitter, like I talked about. Like I said, this is a nuanced topic, and it is not a black and white issue when talking about what is acceptable when it comes to discussing serial killers and true crime and being interested in them. There is obviously a spectrum, and not one person can define that, not even me. But I do believe some are obvious in crossing that line, you know, taking the romanticizing a little bit too far, especially when it's not necessarily for dark humor purposes and it's just straight up crushing on some serial killers. It's weird, but that'll also be a topic for another video. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. My camera is dying, so I have to rush this ending, but thank you again so much for 400,000. Thank you to all you new people coming in here. Please leave some video requests that you want to see me talk about on this channel down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.